working now.
Oh.
Yeah, the Zoom master should share it. I think it's Toastmaster everywhere. So you just have to let him know on time. TM Kudus. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Toastmaster Ogona. How you doing?
I'm not a co. Okay.
I'm fine.
Yeah, we can just make me a co.
Tim Ogona, please try it if you can share your screen. Since you're not a co-host here yet.
I should try and do what?
Try and see if you can share your screen.
Okay, yeah, it's
Yes,
working
I
now.
think I can.
Okay, please.
I can share it now.
Okay, that's good.
Okay, thank you. Okay, thank you very much.
All right.
Well, actually, you think of something you don't. Yeah. One more mental sickness. You always have something. It's better. Good afternoon, Toastmasters and guests. Please confirm you can hear me.
Good afternoon, we can hear you.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster Richard. Good afternoon to everyone on the call, and welcome to a splendid edition of Seaside Toastmasters meeting. In case you are wondering, Seaside is one of the many Toastmasters clubs scattered all over the world. And at Toastmasters International, what we do is to help people develop their public speaking and leadership skills. If you are a guest on this call and that looks like something you are excited about, Seaside Toastmasters Club is right for you. At Seaside, we meet twice every month. That means you are right in time for the second meeting in the month of February. And our meeting times are usually first and second Saturdays of the month. I'm sure you might be wondering, today is the third Saturday. Yes, last Saturday was Division D's Club Officers Training, hence Seaside Toastmasters meeting for the second time in February is hosting today. Welcome once again to Seaside Toastmasters Club. At the first meeting of the month, we meet in a hybrid way, online here on Zoom and physically at Echo Hotels and Suites, Victoria Island, Lagos. Then the second meeting of every month is strictly virtual. I will encourage each and every one of us to keep these times available to join us for meetings in the future. Welcome, and welcome to today's meeting. As we proceed into the meeting, I would just want to lay some ground rules that will guide us. The first is that as Seaside virtual meetings, we like to make it as interactive as possible. It means that whenever you are speaking, either at table topics or as a role player, you are encouraged as much as you can to have your videos on so we could see you and connect with you. And during the meeting, If you are good and you are in a very good environment, it will be beautiful to have your video on all throughout the meeting. That's fine. And the second one is that when you are not speaking and you are not absolutely sure that you are in a quiet environment, please leave your microphone on mute so we don't have distractions from side noises during the meeting. Thank you as you keep to these ground rules as we proceed. Finally, please ensure to always check the chat box and interact there. That is what makes the meeting fun, and more information will come to you in the chat. Please look at the chat box during the course of the meeting and interact with us. Welcome once again to Seaside Toastmasters meeting. It's at this point that as Toastmasters, we are going to take our Toastmasters promise to remind us of our duty and obligation to our club. Please, the Zoom master, help us share the Toastmasters promise on the screen as we proceed. Thank you, Mr. Zoom Master. And to make it orderly, I would like you to say it all where you are, while I will be the only one unmuted reading it all out for us. Dear Toastmasters, let's go. As a member of Toastmasters International and my club, I promise to attend club meetings regularly, to prepare all of my projects to the best of my ability, basing them on the Toastmasters education program, to prepare for and fulfill meeting assignments, to provide fellow members with helpful constructive evaluations, to help the club maintain the positive, friendly environment necessary for all members to learn and grow, to serve my club as an officer when called upon to do so, to treat my fellow club members and our guests with respect and courtesy, to bring guests to club meetings so that they can see the benefit Toastmasters membership offers, to adhere to the guidelines and rules of all Toastmasters educational and recognition programs, to act within Toastmasters' core values of integrity, respect, service, and excellence during the conduct of all Toastmasters activities. So we have promised. Thank you very much, the Zoom Master. And to proceed in this meeting, my time here is up. My name is Toastmaster Ugonna, and I am your Sergeant at Arms for today. I will be handing over control of this meeting to our president. Our president is a marketing professional, someone who is dedicated to serving this club, and he has served the club over the years as Sergeant at Arms, as Vice President Education, and as the Vice President Public Relations. He is interested in digital products and digital marketing products, and he currently sits on the board of 3 technology-driven companies. Dear Toastmasters and guests, with all the emojis and all your round of applause, please give those reactions put in the chat box. Please help me welcome our president to today's meeting as he starts off. Our president, Toastmaster Ebube Modi. Mr. President, the virtual lectern is yours.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Ugonna Anyanwu, the Sergeant at Arms, for today's meeting, for gracefully calling the meeting to order. Thank you, and thank you. Fellow Toastmasters and guests, good afternoon and welcome to Seaside Toastmasters Club. It's always a delight to be in Seaside Toastmasters meeting, because yet we'll have another privilege, another opportunity to learn and to grow. Seaside Toastmasters Club, just like the Sergeant at Arms has rightly established, is a club dedicated to helping members improve their public speaking and leadership abilities. And the theme for our meeting today is love and leadership. The mission of every Toastmasters Club and Seaside Toastmasters Club is to create a positive and supportive learning experience, whereby members are empowered to develop their leadership and communication skills, thereby resulting to them becoming better communicators and better leaders. Like has been established, our theme for today's meeting is love and leadership. A lot of people may not agree with love and leadership being in the same word. Some people feel there are two parallel lines that may never meet. Those who their leadership style are authoritarian kind of leadership. And also we have followers who believe that too much love, excessive love, gives the impression that the leader is weak. But going down memory lane, I have been able to see that leaders who have made impacts, leaders who have changed a whole lot of trajectory, are people who were able to lead with love. Love in leadership is about respect, is about integrity, is about service, is about excellence. And above all, love is a desire, a genuine desire to see that people grow. Leadership is about connection. And how do we form this connection? We can only form this connection in love. Fellow Toastmasters and guests, today is a virtual meeting, and I would like to encourage us to give ourselves a charge, to charge ourselves, to query ourselves, and see our style of leadership. Let's try and infuse love, whether in our workplace, whether in the small tasks we are giving in our family, or even in the tasks we are giving in Toastmasters Club. Let's try and see how to infuse love in any leadership position which we occur, because it is only what is going to make impact in lives and get to change a lot of trajectory. Once again, I'd like to welcome everyone to Seaside Toastmasters meeting. A typical Toastmasters meeting is a meeting that is piloted by an anchor, someone who we know in a social event as the MC, the master of ceremony, master of event. However, in Toastmasters, we have our Toastmaster of the day as someone who pilots our Toastmasters meeting. And for today's Toastmasters meeting is going to be piloted by an exceptional Toastmaster, someone who can fly all the way from United Kingdom to Lagos to come and attend Toastmasters meeting. Someone who is dedicated, someone who is ginger, someone who is fired up. And she is no other person than a supply chain professional. And her hobbies is music, traveling, and reading. She joined Toastmasters to improve her leadership and communication skills. She is no other person than the Vice President memberships for Seaside Toastmasters Club. And please join me, fellow Toastmasters, as we welcome Toastmaster Miriam Oke to take it up from here. Toastmaster Miriam, over to you.
Thank you very much, President, for that magnanimous introduction. Good afternoon, fellow Toastmasters and our dear guests.
Good afternoon.
Yeah, on behalf of Seaside Toastmasters Club, I would like to welcome you to the second meeting holding in the month of February. My name is Miriam Oke, as earlier introduced, and I am honored to be the Toastmaster of today's meeting. So you might be wondering, what does it mean? What will I be doing as the Toastmaster of today? It simply means I'm going to act as the host and the meeting facilitator. And I'm going to ensure that the meeting runs smoothly by managing the agenda, introducing speakers, and trying to work with the general evaluators team. The president has already mentioned the quote of the day, so I would not dwell too much on that. Oh, sorry, he has spoken about the theme of the day, so I would like to talk a little bit about the inspirational quote for today, and that is a quote by Mother Teresa, a person that is also known as Saint Teresa of Calcutta, who dedicated her life to serving the poor. And the quote is that true leadership is serving others with love, patience, and understanding. And at first glance, you might be thinking, love and leadership and understanding cannot mix. But when you look at it deeply, you know that for us to achieve things in life, we have to lead with love and empathy. And we also have to respect and have commitment to the people we lead. So without wasting too much of our time, we all know that yesterday was Valentine's Day. So I want us to practice something so that this meeting is engaging today. Whenever you're called upon to speak in today's meeting, tell me in one word how yesterday's experience, Valentine's Day, was for you. So, and I'm going to start by saying my Valentine's Day yesterday was awesome. So the one word I'm using is awesome to describe my day yesterday. And without wasting too much of our time, I'm going to call upon the general evaluator, who is no other person than Toastmaster Richard. He is a telecom engineer and is also the vice president too of Seaside Toastmasters Club. Toastmaster Richard, over to you. Please introduce your team to the meeting.
Okay. Good afternoon, Toastmasters and guests. Thank you, Toastmasters of the day. And like you introduced before, I'm going to play the role of the general evaluator, and my role is twofold. Firstly, I'm going to introduce my role players, the team that will work with me. And then on the second, I'm going to come back towards the end of this meeting to come and give feedback on this meeting. So without further ado, I will call the first role player, the grammarian of today's meeting. Is a business strategist. It is our Seaside president, TM Ebube. TM Ebube, the floor is yours. Thank you.
Thank you so much, our general evaluator, for the warm introduction. So I'm going to play the grammarian role for today's meeting, and my job is simple. I'm going to be the grammar police in today's meeting. So I will be looking out for creative use of English. I will also be looking out for wrong use of English. And also my second role is to introduce the word of the day. The essence of introducing the word of the day in Toastmasters meeting is to add some spice to help us to challenge our minds so that when we are speaking, we can infuse the word of the day. And the word of the day can be used in different dimensions. You can use it on the chat box, you can use it while we are speaking, and even after this meeting, you can also use the word of the day. And our word of the day for our meeting today is magnanimous. And can we all repeat it? Magnanimous. Magnanimous. We can repeat it. We can type it on the chat box.
Magnanimous.
Yes, amazing. So magnanimous means generous, forgiving, and noble, especially towards others, even when in a position of power. Now, what forms? Magnanimous adjective, magnanimously adjective, and magnanimity a noun. Examples of word usage: a magnanimous leader forgives mistakes and lifts others up. Another example, Toastmaster Miriam showed magnanimity by caring for others selflessly. She handled feedback magnanimously, focusing on unity instead of conflict. So this is the word of the day. I'd like to encourage us, please, if you are chatting on the chat section of the Zoom meeting, you can also infuse the word of the day. And I'm going to return at the end of the meeting to share my report when called upon by the general evaluator. Thank you so much, and over to you, the general evaluator.
Okay, thank you, Ebube. Okay, I'm going to introduce the second role player, who is the accountant of today's meeting. He's an actuarial analyst, and I believe he is going to use his skill to help us be more confident in giving speeches. So The account of today's meeting is TM Kudus. TM Kudus, the floor is yours.
Thank you very much, the general evaluator. Let's look at it this way. Many times we come out to speak, and the next thing and what you start hearing is so, and by the time you fill your speech with too many of these, it takes away from your message. It just gets boring in the end. At Toastmasters, we advise us to make away from pause fillers like this, so that we can ensure that the quality of our speech is intact. My role today will be to listen to everyone who will be speaking today, and I'm going to pick out those pause fillers that you use, those so that you are used to. Please try to avoid them today. I'm going to listen, and at the end of the meeting, I will come back to come and give a report on how we have used or not used the pause fillers. Over to you, the general evaluator. Okay.
Thank you, TM Kudus. Thank you for this presentation of your room. Our next role player is the timer. Our timer of today's meeting is an architect and founder. He always deliver on time. So TM Olusegun Ibitoye is our timer of today's meeting. TM Ibitoye, is he connected?
No. I apologize, TM Olusegun is having network issues. So
Okay.
I will just introduce what it will be. And I will do that for till we'll be back.
Okay.
For every Toastmasters meeting, we want to ensure that time is being respected. Time is of essence. You know the saying that time moves away when you start having fun. And because of this, we don't want to keep everyone on the meeting forever. But because of this, I am going to time everyone who will be speaking. We have icebreaker speeches, who is going to be between 4 to 6 minutes. At 4 minutes, I will be showing the green card just behind me. At 5 minutes, I'll be showing the yellow card. And at 6 minutes, I'll be showing the red card. For other speeches that will be 5 to 7 minutes, at 5 minutes, I will be showing the green card. At 6, I will be showing the yellow. And at 7, I will show the red card. While for table topics, which is 1 to 2 minutes, at 1, I will show the green card. At 1 minute, 30 seconds, I will show the yellow card. And at 2 minutes, I will show the red card. I will also implore everyone who will be playing a role today to please check the agenda and look at the time that has been given to you, because once it's that time, I will show you the red card just behind me. Over to you, the general evaluator.
Thank you, TM Kudus, for this presentation. And then we expect that our timer will come on time so that it can continue the role. Okay. Here is the end of the first part of my role. We will come back with our team again to give feedback on this meeting. Over to you, TM of the day. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster Richard, for that. I want to encourage everybody in today's meeting to please try and put on their videos so that we would know who is behind each of the names on the screen. And I also ask that everybody that is coming to speak should please share what their Valentine's Day experience was in one word. And Toastmaster Kudus and Toastmaster Richard did not oblige that request. So I'm going to call on Toastmaster Kudus. Please, in one word, tell us what your Valentine's Day experience was like, followed by Toastmaster Richard. Over to you. Please, can you confirm if I'm being heard?
Yes, we can hear you. So maybe I'll start.
Okay.
And sorry again, not giving, not respecting that part. I'll call on your magnanimity. And yesterday, it was a peaceful day for me. I was at home throughout. I did not go out yesterday. So this is how my day went yesterday. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster Richard, for that. Would Toastmaster Kudus, please, can you confirm if you are available to speak, or we should just move on to the next thing on the agenda?
Yes, I'm available to speak. Okay. My day yesterday, I would say it was lovely. I was home throughout the world, but it was lovely. I had fun. Thank you.
Yeah, I'm glad to hear this. So going forward, anybody that is coming to the lectern to speak, before you speak, please, in one word, tell us how your Valentine's Day went. Thank you very much. So I will quickly segue to the next part of the agenda, and that is one of the most exciting parts of any Toastmaster meeting, and that is the prepared speech segment. And for today's meeting, we have not just 1, 2, but 5 prepared speeches. And the speakers are going to showcase their hard work by delivering speeches based on their Pathways project. So each of the speech is designed to develop specific communication and leadership skills. And each speaker has put in time and effort to craft their speech. And as an audience, it is our role to encourage them by listening actively. And at the end of the prepared speech segment, there's going to be an evaluation segment. So I'm going to call on our first magnanimous speaker, and him is Toastmaster Oluwatosin Alayode. She is a skilled multimedia presenter. She is an MC, and I'm going to also call on our evaluator to introduce our speech, and our evaluator is Toastmaster Ebube Modi. Over to you, Toastmaster Ebube Modi. Please introduce Toastmaster Tosin's speech.
Thank you so much, Madam Toastmaster of the day. So my Valentine yesterday, I think I should begin from there. So yesterday was a working day, right? So I finished work around 11 p.m. So it was a workful day, and it was an amazing day. So Toastmaster Oluwatosin is speaking from level 1, project 1, and the purpose of her speech is for her to introduce herself to the club and learn the basic structure of public speaking. And she's presenting her icebreaker speech. Icebreaker is the first speech that every Toastmaster gets to speak to then introduce themselves. And she's speaking from the presentation mastery pathway. Toastmaster Oluwatosin Alayade, I know that you have prepared so much for this, and I wish you all the best as you deliver your first speech in Seaside Toastmasters Club. Back to you, Madam Toastmaster of the day.
Thank you very much for introducing our first speaker for today. So over to you, Toastmaster Oluwatosin.
Good afternoon, Madam Toastmaster of the day, my fellow Toastmasters and their guests. My Valentine yesterday was memorable. I will describe it in one word. Like I have been introduced, my name is Oluwatosin Alayode. I am a communications professional who specializes in speech writing, comparing, and voice acting. And my speech today the topic of my speech today is a childhood story. Now, let me ask, have you ever wondered what fueled the younger you about your career choice? I sometimes ask what brought about my determination to tow this career path, even as a young chap. I remember that growing up was a jollof experience of discipline and fun. As a third of 4 siblings, I had less discipline and more fun because, like the popular pigeon slogan says, I always day my day. In those days, I remember that my dad's friends used to come to permit me to use the word as a child, from my parents to attend parties with them. Guess why? I could dance well as a child, and I could also speak some little grammar and command attention. Who remembers when Shino Peters released that song? Elogomila no Shino Gode. I mastered all the dance steps. I would choreograph with the vixens. So during and after the parties, people would ask for my name and whose child I was. And I would always go home with mint notes and a lot of goodies. It sounds like a funny story, but I guess that was where my love and passion for relating with people sparkled. The confidence that was instilled in me from this experience would later be of immense help as I journey through the various stages of childhood into adulthood. At the age of 9, I preached in my home church before an audience of about 500 people. I remember that I practiced hard. I worked hard for this event like my life depended on it. And it paid off because I got a scholarship for a few terms from that assignment. Afterwards, I became the church newscaster for a couple of years before I went to the University of Ado-Ekiti, now Ekiti State University. While I was in the uni, my friends naturally assumed that my oratory skills, coupled with my peck for the literature, automatically translated to being a good writer. And so they would call me to help them with their petty writings, which included writing to their boyfriends. Well, I was a love messenger. And so that was how my writing journey began. Let me pause and ask you, my fellow Toastmasters, if you are aware that we could sometimes be our own distractions. Yes, we can be, and I was. Let me tell you, as a creative, we usually have so many talents. And I decided to explore another pathway that I can now term as a distraction. It wasn't a distraction then, but now it is. And that's fashion design. I love clothes with good fittings and decided to commercialize them. But things were not working out as planned. Fast forward to a few years ago, the loss of a close family friend made me realize that life is fickle and we must make the most of today, living the dreams we want. Just like the popular quote says, if it's not working out the way you planned, go back to the drawing board. Do not let pride keep you stuck between failure and loss. I went back to the drawing board and mapped out strategies to return to the fold. This was absolutely one of the best decisions I could ever make. Ladies and gentlemen, it's been 6 years of being a voice entrepreneur. And like Steve Jobs said, your work is going to fill a large part of your life. And the only way to be truly satisfied is to do what you believe is great work. And the only way to do a great work is to love what you do. The microphone has come to be my happy place while building a sustainable career around the power of the spoken word by being a compere, a radio podcast host, and providing voiceover services. Take me to years from now. I want to ensure that I stand on international stages to use my voice to influence the younger generation and also give them a platform that can water and nurture their speaking abilities. Empowering the younger generation with strong communication skills is like giving them the keys to a world of endless possibilities. Their ability to articulate thoughts and ideas will be the foundation upon which their careers and businesses thrive, transforming potential into success and dreams into reality. This necessitates that I improve my vocal delivery and communication skills, and I believe that Toastmasters is the perfect platform to hone my craft and connect with other passionate communicators. Fellow Toastmasters, I am no longer the life of the party, as I can barely dance to save my life, let alone choreograph along with vixens. But the experience of those days was instrumental in shaping who I am today. Let me conclude by iterating to this great audience. We all have certain abilities, some that come naturally and others we work hard to develop. But in both cases, recognizing and cultivating those abilities is key to achieving success in life. Thanks for having me. Over to you, Madam Toastmaster of the Day.
Thank you, Toastmaster Oluwatosin, for that inspiring and magnanimous spirit. Thank you for sharing your jollof experience of discipline and fun while you were a child. So for everybody in the meeting room, I would like to remind us, or if you're not aware, that we have something called love notes. And this is simply where you write whatever it is you like about a speech that was delivered and you drop it for the speaker. And since today is a virtual meeting, please, you can drop whatever love note you have for Toastmaster Oluwatosin Grace in the chat box, or you can also send it to her directly. So this can encourage her. Next, we have our second speaker in person of Toastmaster Ime Bassi. And Toastmaster Ime Bassi is a real estate expert who is passionate about finding quality and affordable houses for Nigerians and investors. If you know you're looking for something in the real estate, she's your go-to person. I will now call upon our evaluator, who is Toastmaster Kudus, to introduce her speech and tell us about the purpose of her speech titled My Toastmaster Story. So over to you, Toastmaster Kudus. Please kindly introduce our next speaker.
Thank you very much, Madam TMOD. Toastmaster Amy Bassi will be speaking from the part with motivational strategies. She will also be giving an icebreaker, just like Toastmaster Oluwatosin. So she has the same purpose with us. Over to you, Toastmaster.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Toastmaster Kudu. So over to you, Toastmaster Ime.
Good afternoon, dear Toastmasters and guests.
Good afternoon.
My yesterday was amazing. Thank you very much. So my name is Ime Bassi, and I would like to ask a question. Have you ever wanted to do something so badly, but you kept on procrastinating it just because you needed the perfect story, the perfect presentation, and also the perfect way of communicating it? Just because you're waiting so much for perfection, you never actually get to do the thing at all. Well, that's been my journey in the Toastmasters Club and also my journey in life. After several years of procrastinating and contemplating to join the Toastmasters Club, I finally decided to join the club. But I realized that I spent so much time looking for the perfect icebreaker speech, the perfect stories and perfect ways of how to present my speech. And I kept on thinking of how to do it. And I realized that time keeps passing and I ended up not doing it at all. Well, I'm doing it now. After several encouragements from my mentor, Tia Maryhan, Toastmaster Kudus, the president of the club, and also Toastmaster John, and also other members of the club. I finally decided to take the bold step and make my presentation because I realized that perfection isn't really the goal. I am here to learn and grow. So I'm here to embrace all my imperfection and just let my flaws take me. So on Thursday, around 2:45 a.m., I woke up to use the bathroom. While I was on my way back, a thought struck me, and I thought to myself, Ime, do you want to keep avoiding this because you're waiting for perfection? Or do you want to embrace your flaws, your mistakes, and take the bold step to take this decision of presenting your icebreaker speech? That was when I picked up my notebook and I started writing my imperfect icebreaker speech. As a young girl, growing up from a very large dramatic family, I always thought that public speaking and interacting in the public would come very easy. But that wasn't the case, because most times when I came back from school, even in my school uniform, I would always run to the backyard of our house. There was a little farm there. I'll gather most of the leaves and I'll start teaching them. I'll start rehearsing what I learned in class and teach them what I learned as well. Most times the walls were my perfect audience because they never judged me. They never corrected me. So I felt like I knew it all. Most times my mom would need to come and pursue me to go and have my dinner. That was my safest and most happiest place. But as I progressed in life, I got admission into the university. I realized that interaction and speaking was a different ball game entirely. So I decided to take the decision to improve on my public speaking. And I joined a public speaking club. To make myself better, I decided to join a public speaking competition. I got the script and I participated in the rehearsals. So the final day came, I climbed the stage and I made my presentation to the best of my ability. And it was time for the feedback from the president of the club. The president looked at me and said, "What nonsense is that? What did you think you just did? Please get out of the stage." I was so embarrassed. I couldn't move from that position. I finally gathered the courage to run out of the stage and I went to the background and I cried uncontrollably. Since that day, I made a decision that I will never speak out again. I went back to my perfect place and I started interacting with myself. But as I grew up, I realized that public speaking, you need to interact and also interact with people around. This decision I made affected me greatly, even while at work and other places in church. I find it difficult and I struggle to speak out. But I realized that in life, perfection isn't really the goal. So imperfection reminds us of who we've been, where we are, and where we are going to. So I decided to join the Toastmasters Club to improve myself. Finally, I would like to say that, I love to state a quote by Vera Wang. She says, "There is no perfection, only the endless pursuit of it." Vera Wang is a fashion designer and she's well known for her bridal collection. So dear Toastmasters, I'm finally taking the decision to speak up, embrace my imperfection and flaws, and speak up again. And I promise that I will take your magnanimous feedback with an open heart and kindness. I will not feel bad about any feedback. So I'm very open to be corrected. For listening to my imperfect icebreaker speech. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster Ime, for that wonderful speech. Thank you for embracing courage to speak and also breaking your promise of not ever speaking in public again. It is lovely to see that you've embraced imperfection so that you can be perfect. Our third speaker is no other person than the magnanimous Awa Boyi, a renowned lawyer who can help you with any legal troubles you may find yourself in. Our evaluator is no other person but the cool, calm, and collected Toastmaster Ugonna Anyawu. And he's here to introduce Toastmaster Hour speech titled Park at Your Own Risk. Over to you, Toastmaster Ugonna. So I don't think Toastmaster Ugonna is. Please, can you confirm if Toastmaster Ugonna is still on the call so that we can be sure he's going to undo our evaluation?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear and see you now.
Thank you very much. Thank you once again. Good afternoon once again, Toastmasters and guests. I'll be here to evaluate Toastmaster Hawa Boy's speech. Toastmaster Hawa Boy is delivering a speech from the Pathways Manual Presentation Mastery, and her speech, it's Level 1, Project 4. And the title of her speech as given is, and she's giving a speech titled Park at Your Own Risk. Park at your own risk. Toastmaster Hawa, I wish you all the best as you proceed in this project. Thank you. It's back to you, the Toastmaster of the day.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster Ugonna, for introducing Toastmaster Awa's speech. So we're going to now move on to listen to Toastmaster Awa's speech. Over to you, Toastmaster Awa. You are muted, please. You're muted.
Okay. Hello, good afternoon. It's a pleasure to be here. Hello, am I audible enough?
Yes,
Good afternoon. We can hear you.
Okay, thank you. It's an honor to be here. Good afternoon, all. Toastmaster of the day, fellow Toastmasters, and invited guests. I believe all of us sitting here today are car owners, or at least have been driven in a car one time in our lives, be it by the passenger side, scrubbing by the side, or at the owner's corner at the back. Have you ever come across this sign before? Can you see it? Is it audible? I don't know. Is it audible enough?
No,
is it
no.
visible?
It's blurry.
Yeah, it's visible, but it's not visible. Maybe because of your background screen.
Okay,
so
because of the background. Okay, sorry. Yes, let me change that. No. Okay. Okay. I'm having a little challenge with the camera. I don't know why. Trying to remove the blur. Now, can you see it?
Yes, we saw it.
We can see it a bit. So you can just continue. We can see what you're holding.
Okay. So the sign says, park at your own risk, or cars are parked at owner's risk. One has to ask the question, what does it mean? What are the legal implications of it being put there in the first place? Why was it there? This sign can be seen prominently displayed at eateries. You can see it at different car parks at hotels, schools, different places. In fact, you can even see them at car parks in schools. in different locations. So the rationale behind it is that there's a legal implication for it being put there in the first place. I'll illustrate with a case study. This is the case of Justice K.O. Anya versus Imo Concord Hotel. It happened sometimes on the 19th of December, 1986. Justice K.O. Anya, he's a retired justice of the Court of Appeal, traveled to Owerri State, Imo State, to attend a book launch. When he went for the book launch, he parked his hotel and launched into the famous Imo Concord Hotel. When he launched, slept over, the next day, being the 20th of December, 1986, he woke up and discovered that his car had been stolen. He was so aggrieved. He complained to the management, who seemed not to have cared. He took them to court. So when he took them to the court ruled in his favor, saying that the two guards on duty and the management were negligent for leaving his car to have been stolen. And he claimed damages in the tune of 150,000 naira and 65,000 naira of the car's value. 1986, that was a lot of money at that time. The hotel management aggrieved, now instituted another action and appealed to the Court of Appeal. And the Court of Appeal ruled in their favor against the justice, saying that no, there was no negligence on part of the duty guards on post and the management. Justice K.O. Anya further appealed to the Supreme Court, that is the highest court of jurisdiction. And the Supreme Court magnanimously upheld the decision of the Court of Appeal, saying there's no duty of care. Nothing had been instituted for negligence to be on part of the hotel. And they further clarified that there must have been 3 elements for them to discover if there's a negligence on that part and a duty of care had arisen. 1, the defendant must show a duty of care. 2, duty of care must have been breached. 3, that duty of care must have caused damages to the plaintiff. The court further explained the duty of care in a famous case of Donoghue versus Stevenson, 1932, which explains the neighborhood principle by Lord Atkins. He said, who is a neighbor? Your neighbor is someone who, due to your omission or act, it is so closely and directly affected by your behavior that you'll be reasonably held in contemplation. So the legal implication is that those services that you see for the car parks, if this sort of sign is there and it's kept there, that means there is a legal application saying it is just a gratuitous service. They are in no means liable for your vehicle. However, to every general rule, there's an exception. An exception is in these 2 instances. When you go to park your car and you see that sign, you take your car keys and give them to the security saying, this is my car's location. A duty of care has arisen because you're giving them that property and you're showing them the location. That's 1. 2, where when you're taking your car and they're giving you a tally, this rubber, plastic tally, or sometimes even a paper, and the security guard gives it to you, and when you're exiting, you have to submit it. There, another duty of care has arisen. So only in these 2 instances would this be held that there's a negligence on part of them. But other than that, they are just there for gratuitous service. Nothing more, nothing less. So you shouldn't expect more. So one has to ask the question, why do we see such signs and we don't want to listen? We don't want to understand it. Do you know why? Oftentimes we see these signs, different signs in our lives, but we just take no heed and we just take it out with a wave of hand. Mother Teresa said, I want you to be concerned about your next door neighbor. Do you know your next door neighbor? Who is that person that you want to carry along the journey in your life? There are signs, but we fail to read them because we're afraid of failure. We're afraid of bad outcomes. We're afraid of so many things, and the signs are there. But really, who is your next door neighbor? This is someone you can entrust with your life, your ride or die, your know who there for you when you're there for them. Who do you call a friend from foe? Who are these people willing to take that step into take along that journey? We are all afraid but we have to fight our fears and we have to take a chance. Let's take a step into the unknown. And don't forget to park at your own risk. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster Awa, for shining the light on the legal implication of parking our cars in public places. Our fourth speaker is Master Michael Nosiri, a solar energy entrepreneur, a renewable energy expert who cares about ensuring that everybody has energy to power their houses wherever they are. And his evaluator is no other person than Toastmaster John Onumiya, who is a network marketer, and he has been a member of Seaside Toastmasters Club since 2012, and is currently the Program Quality Director for Division D. I'm going to call on Toastmaster John to introduce Toastmaster Michael's speech. So over to you, Toastmaster John. Kindly introduce Toastmaster Michael's speech.
Thank you so much, Madam Toastmaster of the Day. Toastmaster Michael is going to be delivering a speech from the Pathway Visionary Communication Project 2, or Level 2, Project 1, titled Innovative Leadership, Leading with Creativity and Vision. The objective is either that he's magnanimous enough to have identified his own leadership style and to share some aspects with us, or to generally speak about leadership styles with us here today. I look forward to listening to your speech, Toastmaster Michael. Over to you, Madam Toastmaster of the Day.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster John, for that succinct introduction of the speech for Toastmaster Michael. So Toastmaster Michael, over to you. Please, the audience, let's not forget about log notes. Let's try and drop log notes to all the speakers.
Thank you to Madam Toastmaster of the Day. My Valentine was splendid. Thank you very much. Toastmaster Kudus, could you help us with that image on the screen, please? Could you help us flash the image on the screen? So while that is being done, imagine working in a room lit with candles, each providing a flicker of light. Imagine someone walks into that room with a powerful LED lamp, then suddenly everywhere is flooded with light. Fellow Toastmasters and guests, that to me underscores the profound impact of an innovative leader. Thanks for the image. We just take a look at that image. Okay, I'll read the content. So today, I'm going to talk to you about my primary leadership style, innovative leadership. It's about embracing. It's okay. Okay, so it's about embracing creativity, leading with a vision for the future. As a leader, we are all saddled with responsibility to lead people behind us. Sorry, just a second. So my apologies. So as a leader, we are saddled with the responsibility of leading others. Now, before it sounds like this is all about high-tech solutions and gadgets, let me share with you an experience that captures the essence of innovative leadership. Sometime in 2018, I happened to work with a team of people that was struggling with delivering training to schools. They were always overwhelmed. They were always overwhelmed with work. The schools couldn't cover their curriculum firmly. Everybody adopted and adjusted to it. It became a tradition. So I came up with the idea of the train-the-trainers model. After crossing the T's and dotting the I's, we adopted the approach. And trust me, this was a game changer. The schools began to cover their termly curriculum, and my team became more productive and useful in other areas. Another perfect example is when Satya Nadella took over as the CEO of Microsoft in 2014. Microsoft was struggling with stagnation and a rigid corporate culture. And Nadella introduced the culture of innovation, shifting Microsoft from a fixed mindset to a growth mindset. Under his leadership, Microsoft embraced cloud computing, artificial intelligence, and collaboration, transforming that company into one of the most valuable companies in the world today. To be honest, being an innovative leader isn't an easy task, because humans in our nature would always tend to resist changes. But it takes courage to push beyond boundaries and challenge the status quo. Under his leadership, that company today has been positioned for the future. So, today, the world is fast evolving, and those who don't constantly reinvent themselves will be left behind. Like the image I was trying to cast on the screen is about University of Ibadan College Hospital. I'm sure we all heard the story of how patients or families of patients took generators to the facility in order to save lives and help them power the facility for their own patients. I mean, what stops them from harnessing human waste to generate biogas for such a facility? An institution of that magnitude should be magnanimous to take care of, pay more attention to their patients. They should be in the forefront of invention and innovation. So, fellow Toastmasters, like Steve Jobs would always say, innovation distinguishes a leader from a follower. As Toastmasters, we should not just strive to be leaders. We should strive to be leaders, innovative leaders. The future belongs to those who dare to think differently. Thank you very much. Over to you.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Toastmaster Michael, for talking about innovative leadership and how leading with creativity and vision can help us as a society. So for the members in the audience, we've had 4 speakers so far. We've had Toastmaster Oluwatosin Pupola, we've had Toastmaster Ime Basi, we've had Toastmaster Michael, and Toastmaster Awa speak to us today. Please let us try as much as possible to drop love notes in the chat box to encourage our speakers. It is not easy for people to prepare speeches and to come onto the lectern to deliver those speeches. And on that note, I will segue very quickly to our last and fifth speaker for today's session. Our name is Toastmaster. Sorry, his name is Toastmaster Ayodeji Jayola. He's an information security management specialist, and he's also the Area 12 director. And to evaluate his speech is Toastmaster Igolo Aniebu, who works in Total Energy, who is the VPE of Total Energy's Toastmaster Club, and is also a technical reservoir engineer. So I'm going to call on Toastmaster Igolo to come on stage and evaluate Toastmaster Ayodeji's, to introduce Toastmaster Ayodeji's speech. Over to you, Toastmaster Igolo.
Thank you, TMOD. Good afternoon. Please confirm you can hear and see me.
Yes, I can confirm.
Awesome. Okay, so TM Ayodeji's purpose of his speech is for him to introduce or review the basic presentation software strategies, or to be able to demonstrate his understanding of how to use presentation software. And he's going to be speaking from Project 4, Level 3, Project 4 in the Strategic Relationship Pathway. I look forward to hearing you speak. Thank you.
Thank you very much. So over to you, Toastmaster Ayodeji.
Thank you very much. Just a second. Okay. So thank you very much. Good afternoon, fellow Toastmasters and our delighted guests. My vow, the word for me yesterday, quiet. You said one word, so I'm just going to stay with that, quiet. Thank you. Social media is a place where people display and express their magnanimity. It can be positive, at the same time, it can also be negative. Today, we'll be looking at the pros and the cons of social media. Follow me on this jolly ride. Few things to look at, what social media is all about. Why social media? The platforms, I'm sure on the chat room, you should be able to tell me all the platforms, because on purpose, I did not list all of them. How do you apply them with respect to your business? The pros and the cons. And wait for the most interesting part of my speech today, creating a balance. Now let's continue. What is social media? If I'm going to ask you, a lot of you will tell me so many things. This is a term, and this is actually an aspect within this space that has been used at every point in time. Years back, one of my senior colleagues in the office mentioned, WhatsApp is a social media. I said, no, it is not over the internet like available for everybody. It is not a place whereby all can get information on what you are speaking about. But much later, I got a better understanding of this. What then is social media? It can be a website. It can be that application. It can be that community of yours. One important thing is where there are things to share and a lot of collaboration, just as we are doing on this Toastmasters medium today. I finished my very first part. My first part in Toastmasters was via Zoom. So then when my colleagues or some of my friends were saying, no, we want to get back to the stage, because I was used to this Zoom aspect of giving my speeches, I was wondering what they were talking about. That tells you that there's a lot to do and benefit from social media. This is where people also stay in touch. There are some people, if I ask them on this call, when was the last time you saw TM John? Someone would say, oh no, I still saw him last week. and you'll be like, okay, did I really see him last week? Or there was just a phone call. That is the essence of social media. What of the business applications? You don't need to travel to South Africa before your business can be done appropriately. Kudos to social media. So your business and your customer concerns, irrespective of where you find yourself, can actually be dealt with appropriately. Now, I want you to go to your chat room. Yes, the Toastmaster of the day, you will assist me, the person that gives the highest number of platforms will be given a 2,000 naira gift. 2,000 naira gift. So start typing. The social media that have not, the platforms that have not put on the screen. Yes, I know they are the YouTubes of this world. I have X, TikTok. Now start typing. Let me just give them a few seconds. I know I can't name all of them, but there are loads and loads of them. But the person with the highest count, we are going to give the person a small gift today. I'll quickly leave that while I allow you to go on with that exercise. Now, the business applications talks about you promoting your business. You can do a lot of marketing. You can connect with your customers. You can understand their concerns. You can also start new businesses. That is what social media is all about. You can share your experiences. You can speak about you promoting your customers in different dimensions. What other thing do you benefit from social media? Feedback. I call it online real time. If someone is not happy with the way in which I'm giving this speech now, all what you need to do is to go back to the chat room and say, Deji, what are you talking about? But I trust you. I trust Toastmasters. By the time I'm done with this speech today, I'll get loads of messages telling me on how good I made the presentation. What other thing? You can also respond to feedbacks, either they are negative or positive, as quick as possible. Other business usages, you can use it for recruiting. Gone are the days whereby you need to print your CV and start dropping it everywhere. No, those days are gone. You can quickly recruit people. You can network via the social media. What are the pros as I begin to wrap up this presentation? It has a low cost and very effective. It can reach quite a number of people, can go viral almost as quick as possible. You can get real-time feedback. It is a good marketing tool for research. All these things apply and are things you can imbibe. What then are the cons? The things you need to watch out for before I get to the part that I'm interested in today. Inadequacy about your life. Everything about you, especially for those that don't know how to manage information and data, everything about you is all there. People can do a lot of social engineering and you can be defrauded by different means. Isolation, cyberbullying, depression, and anxiety. Because you see a lot of things on social media and you're asking yourself questions. When will I hammer? Like it is used in some parlance. Now, look at your screen. Take a pause. No, some of you are not looking at the screen now. Just look at your screen. What are you seeing? And that is the most important part of my speech today. You need to find a way to create a balance. Limit your usage. Remember the values of real-life interactions. When we call for physical meetings, club officers training physically, come, join other Toastmasters, understand what is done within that space. Emphasize positivity always. Use social media as a means of inspiring others rather than comparison. In conclusion, do not use social media to impress people. Rather, it is a place to get people impacted. Impact, not impression. Back to you, the Toastmaster of the day.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster Ayodeji, for that magnanimous speech. I love the use of presentation slides. And I also thank you for sharing the essence of social media with us in today's meeting. Toastmaster Ayodeji is our last speaker, and we need to write love notes for him in the chat box, send him a private message, drop it directly in the chat box so as to encourage Toastmaster Ayodeji. So at this point, I'm going to call for votes for the prepared speech segment, because we have come to the end of the prepared speech segment. Please, I don't know if the sergeant at arm or the person in charge of putting up the poll, if it's ready, or we should just move on to the next thing. Oh, okay. So if you look at your screen right now, you're going to see that a poll is being shared with us. Please answer with the person you feel should be our best speaker for today's meeting. Please, let's try and vote for the best speaker today. Currently, we have only 11 people out of 23 people who have participated in the poll. Let's keep it coming. Let's keep it coming. Thank you. Thank you very much. You can keep voting while we move to the next part of the meeting. So the VP Education has told me that we have members from the division with us here today, and they want to do like a 5 minutes presentation with us. So Toastmaster Kudus, please can you confirm who is going to be speaking to us in today's meeting?
Thank you very much, Madam Toastmaster Kudus. The co-chair of the Division Excellence Award is Toastmaster Sunday Otutu. He's going to give the speech, the presentation. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster Kudus. So over to you.
Good afternoon, Seaside Toastmasters Club. Good afternoon, contest chair. Good afternoon, Toastmaster of the day.
Good afternoon. It's nice to see you today.
Yes, the pleasure is mine. Toastmaster Kudus, will you be kind enough to help me share the document? I think I'm having a difficulty sharing it from my end. He said it's contest time. Okay, I will wait for him. Toastmaster Ayo, please, you promised us 2,000 naira on the group platform. I'm waiting for our 2,000 naira for those that won. Okay, thank you. Thank you so very kindly, Toastmaster Kudus. So, the end of a thing is always better than the beginning, so a wise man said. And in the Toastmaster Division D community, we believe the end of this Toastmaster year will far, far be better than how we started. And so we tend to celebrate it in a grand style. We have proposed the Division Excellence Award Reloaded end of year party, which we had coined Dear 2025, scheduled to take place on the 21st of June, 2025. We expect to have 100 Toastmaster and non-Toastmasters attendee. Okay, next slide, please. Why do we plan to have a Division Excellence Award Reloaded? First, it's a good way to rewind after a long Toastmaster year. We want to celebrate the achievement that we made as a division, and we also intend to raise awareness for the Toastmaster brand. Not, of course, you cannot ignore the fact that it's also an opportunity to network, to team, and to do team bonding activities. Beg your pardon. Okay, what are the plans towards? Toastmaster Kudus, please just flow with me. What are the plans towards this event? By the way, we are planning a debate session that will involve non-Toastmasters or students from secondary schools, and we intend to have this sorted out before June 21st, 2025. We have Toastmasters Award taking place. We have the end of the debate section, which will involve some zones, and we involve about 3 or 2 stages for the competition. So it's not just a Toastmaster event, it's also an opportunity to also give back to the younger Toastmaster, or say the Toastmaster generation to come after us. Okay, next slide, please. Next slide. Okay, so we have proposed a special, like we said, it's a reloaded activity. We have proposed a special arrival experience for our Toastmaster. The next slide will illustrate a proposed fantastic experience that we intend to have for those coming for that event. We have a walkway section, which is also depicted in the next slide, where intending Toastmasters can feel like, oh, we are out of the Toastmasters community. We're tired of giving icebreaker speeches and table topics. We just want to relax and enjoy ourselves. We also have an interactive section on interviews corner where we can speak with old and new Toastmasters and ask them of their experience and how they have fared being members of Toastmasters. Okay, we also have, next slide, we've also proposed that we have a cocktail section. The idea around the cocktail is to foster team bonding activities and to network with one another. Notwithstanding or not forgetting, we have proposed that we're having not just Toastmasters, members of Toastmasters community, we'll also be having those from non-Toastmasters community. What we are looking at for this event is to even have members of the press and members of government join us in this event. The idea is to sell the Toastmaster brand with the excellence that we preach. We also have a holding area for engaging pictures and interview section with our guests. And we've also proposed a wonderful stage, well-designed hall to capture the excellence that comes along the Toastmaster brand. Just hasting up, I'm trying to watch my time. Thank you, Toastmaster Kudus. Okay, next slide. Yes, we have a keynote speaker for that day. We have a proposed good design, a proposed hall where we can capture a relaxation mood. Not forgetting what is a meeting without food. They say it's an online meeting. So we do not plan to have an online meeting on that day. So we have proposed also well-deserved meals. Good, thank you. So what are the activities we are proposing for that day? You can run through the slide we have here. We have proposed to have a keynote speaker, tentatively from the government. We have awards and recognition. The categories will be listed very soon. There is an opportunity to recap all the things we have done for the year. We have the final for the debate section. Of course, a lot of eating and drinking. We have stand-up comedy, and we have after party. Thank you. Next slide. I'm almost done. I'm looking at my time. Yes, of course, we are celebrating a lot of awards and achievements. The next slide will illustrate all the categories of awards that we have proposed for this year, both for the Toastmasters community and for the debates finals. Toastmaster of the Month to be awarded, the Mentors of the Year, the Club of the Year, the Magnet of the Year, the Sponsors of the Year, and even the Winners of the Year. Okay, of course, we also have awards for our air schools, and then there's a section for awareness for our Toastmasters brand. Yes, thank you. We have a guest of honor proposed for now as a senior government official who will let the cat out of the bag in due time. And then let's just hasten up. Here we have a section for our little Toastmasters. For those of us who will be coming with our children, we want you to feel relaxed. We want you to feel relaxed after the Toastmaster year. So everything that going to you feeling that relaxation becomes a priority of the GL committee. Yes, the unwinding section and then the after party section. So let's move forward to what we're expected to do as Toastmaster towards our dear reloaded end of year party. What's expected of us? Yeah, there's a cost to everything. In local parlance, they say a good soup, namoni kilam, which interpreted means the cost of enjoyment is actually in the cost. So we have a proposed budget of about 23 million naira. Don't be scared. Be calm. Don't be scared. Something we can do. How do we intend to achieve that? We're looking towards corporate sponsorship. We're looking towards general personal donations and sales of tickets. So how do we come in as Toastmasters? Yeah, these are the categories for the sponsorship. For our corporate organizations, we have platinum of about 10 million, gold for 5 million, silver for 3 million, and bronze for 1 million. Of course, there are crystal sponsorship available for young entrepreneurs. 100,000 is enough. And then we have personal contributions. And then what are our roles to play as Toastmaster? This is a Toastmaster event. It is not a Division Excellence Committee Award event. It's for us as Toastmaster. I want to unwind. So there are contributions that we can do individually to make this event a success. One of them is securing a venue, vetting our sponsorship material, point us to the list of possible sponsors. We will also sponsor 4 to 6 executives. In the last presentation we had at PSDC Club, we had someone who sponsored up to 25 new members, 25 members rather, for the event. I may not get the numbers correctly, but 2025. We could also use our early bird registration fee, which is about 15,000, 25,000 for now till March 14th. And we could also volunteer to support the debate section. We can pay in full if you can afford. Of course, we don't need discounts. We can also use the crystal sponsorship as either entrepreneurs or corporate bodies. Of course, you can also volunteer with your skills. So these are the tasks that we need to achieve to make sure that the dear event is a way to actually relax, as the name implies. If you have your contributions, you could make payments to the account number listed on our screen. I could send proof of payment to Toastmaster Steve Aino or Toastmaster Yusuf. Don't forget, we also have early bird registration for the event. It's about 25,000 naira as opposed to the 50,000 naira in full payment, which will be valid after March 14th. Next.
Thank you, White.
Yes, and I say this is the last thing I will say. I know when we saw the cost of 23 million, most of us will be shocked. But then there is a quote by Jim Rohn, which I think should point us in the direction of how we should think towards this event. He said, don't join an easy crowd, you will not grow. Go where the demands to perform are high. And that is my challenge to each and every one of us in this Toastmaster year. Let's go to where the demands are high, demands for investing into a relaxation after a long Toastmaster year. Thank you, Toastmaster of the day. Thank you, Seaside Toastmasters Club. We look forward to feedback from you. If you have questions or contributions, you can reach me or any of the numbers on the screen as Toastmaster of the day.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster Sunday Otutu, for that lovely and magnanimous presentation. For those who don't know who Toastmaster Sunday is the president of Toastmaster Energies Club, Toastmaster Club, and is also the co-chair Division Excellence Committee for the division. So I don't know if you've noticed that we've had a bit of conversation going on in the chat box. Our last speaker during his speech mentioned that he's going to give a credit of 2,000 naira for anybody that can name the highest number of social media platforms that we have available. And he has said in the chat box that he's going to credit Toastmaster Sunday and Toastmaster Ebube with a call credit of 2,500 naira each. I am going to be sending this to them after the meeting. So please, Toastmaster Sunday, I don't think I have your phone number. Please kindly reach out to me so I can share the airtime with you. See, it is very good to come to Toastmaster meetings. You can never know what will happen. On that note, I am going to move on to the next item on the agenda, and that is the table topic session. And for all the guests in the house who probably don't know what a table topic section is, typically a Toastmaster meeting is divided into 3 main segments. And the first segment is the prepared speech segment, I beg your pardon, which we've concluded earlier. And the next segment is table topic segment, which is where people would, let me just leave it for the table topic master to come and introduce what a table topic segment is. And the last segment in a typical Toastmaster meeting is the evaluation segment. And we are still also going to do that in today's meeting. Without much ado, let me call on the table topics master for today's meeting, and he is Toastmaster Ugonna Anyanwu. Toastmaster Ugonna Anyanwu, please kindly anchor the table topics session.
Thank you once again, the Toastmaster of the day. Good afternoon, Toastmasters and guests. Most of the communications we have during the course of our life tend to be impromptu. It's either your boss is asking you out of the blues to explain a project, or a stranger is questioning you, or you just have to say something when you are not prepared. And how better can you get ready if you don't actually practice? And at Toastmasters, that is what table topics is for. The beautiful thing is that it allows the guests to also participate in this section. So for table topics is a time where you speak extemporaneously for 2 minutes, 1 to 2 minutes, a minimum of 1 minute and a maximum of 2 minutes. And I'll be calling on just 2 people for the sake of our time to come and have these 2 minutes of fame. Please, if you are interested, book in your slots. I know one of our guests, Grant Oti, has already booked in 1 slot and will be having table topics. Before I call on Grant, I would like to call on one Toastmaster to come forward and show us how it is done. Toastmaster Ruben, you're on the spot. If you're here, please let me have you on the camera.
Hi there, good afternoon, fellow Toastmasters and guests.
Good afternoon, Toastmaster Ruben. We can't see you. But
in just a second, I would be visible. Thank
you.
Can you see me?
Beautiful. Thank you, Toastmaster Ruben. Yes, so these table topics, and in alignment with the theme of our meeting, which is love and leadership. Toastmaster Ruben, I have one question for you. In Nigerian workplaces, does love and care really make a difference? In Nigerian workplaces, does love and care really make a difference? 1 to 2 minutes, Toastmaster Ruben.
In Nigerian workplaces, does love and care really make a difference? Is that a question?
Yes, it is.
It's one of those days. I had just come back from a trip. And dear friends, if I wanted to do anything, it was anything but going to work. I came in slouched, I didn't say anything. And now, sometimes the power of the things you don't say is much more than that you say. I normally speak and I'm very generous with words and happy, but that day I was sad, calm, and just very uncomfortable about myself. Dear Toastmasters, while sitting there, in comes my boss. And with one look at my face, he could tell something was wrong. Ruben, what's wrong? I had just lost a family member and I didn't want to go anywhere or do any work. With his emotional intelligence, he asked me some questions that were not revealing enough, but enough to get me to share how I felt. This love and care helped me get through the day, and much more importantly, help him not give me tasks that were sensitive, because if not, if he did, my company would have been in trouble because I was not disposed to do anything. As you go about your day, please watch for your colleagues and your friends. It's not just what they say, but also what they don't say. Care is of utmost importance in whichever space you find yourself, even in the workplace. It is back to you, the table topics master.
Thank you very much for that insightful speech. That's what table topics is all about. It felt like a prepared speech for me, and that's so what's beautiful about Toastmaster Ruben's speech. Thank you. We should learn to always look out for our colleagues at work, and that's my takeaway from that speech. Our next speaker who has volunteered to speak on table topics is a guest, and it's Grant Oti. Now, Grant Oti, just one more reminder, you are expected to speak for a minimum of 1 minute and a maximum of 2 minutes. Please look out for the timer named Kudus Adebayo, and he will remind you with his timing cards when it's 1 minute. Please, you can go on for your 2 minutes of fame. Are you ready?
I'll do my best.
Thank you very much. The question I have for you is, if love is a leadership skill, if love is a leadership skill, how will you teach it? 1 to 2 minutes.
Thank you, everybody. Good afternoon, everybody. Very great to listen to the previous speakers. And thanks for having me. I was invited into this session by one of the TMs, and I'm really grateful to be here. Love is a foundational virtue, I would say. It's, they say virtue is in the middle, i.e. you shouldn't overdo, you shouldn't underdo. But I believe love is one of the virtues that you cannot necessarily overdo. You can't give too much love. And the question is, how can you teach love? Unfortunately, love is also something you can't teach, but you can show. So you can express love. And so maybe if I was going to say, how do you teach love? You teach love by showing love, by expressing and letting people see what love is. And by so doing, they can imbibe for their own selves. And love is perhaps also a virtue where you don't run out of opportunities to express. You can express love in good times, in trying times. You can express love wherever you find yourself, whatever the circumstance. So love is, like I said, a foundational virtue and something that we should always try to inculcate. We should always try to express. We should always try to ensure that people not only think that they are loved, but also feel that they are loved. Because especially in the workplace, a person who is loved, you would imagine, would want to go above and beyond. So there are people who would say, oh, I work for this particular person, or even after they've left a workplace, they still remember the leaders, the supervisors who showed them the most love, more especially in trying times. So when they've experienced trying times and they have seen love shown or demonstrated in various ways towards them, they don't forget it. And I believe for a lot of people, it then becomes a virtue that they learn to also express to other people. So they've seen it work in their own lives, and so they will be able to give it to other people in various ways, in various forms, and ensure that people also get something of a reciprocal magnanimity, if you would say, from them. So that's how I would say love can be taught. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. Thank you for that beautiful speech. If love cannot be taught, then we can show love and people will imbibe it. Thank you for that great lesson. For the sake of time, if you are a guest and you are wondering what's happening, it's table topics and people are speaking on topics they had no idea about before now. It's a beautiful time to practice your public speaking skills. And we will just leave it there at the wrap for just two. At every Toastmasters meeting, ensure to volunteer to speak during table topics because trust me, it's fun and you learn to talk a lot. And it's back to you, the Toastmaster of the day, to continue the meeting. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster Ugonna. Thank you. I love your magnanimous smile. And on that note, we have come to the end of table topic session. Can we please give a virtual round of applause to all of our courageous speakers who stepped out for table topics today? Now, it's time for us to take a vote for the best table topic speaker, and the voting is going to be done electronically. Please cast your votes using the poll as seen on the screen. And while we collect the votes, I am going to segue very quickly to the next part of the meeting, which is the evaluation segment. I am going to call on Toastmaster Richard to lead us through one of the most important segments in our meeting today. And in Toastmasters, we believe that feedback is the key to growth, and this is where evaluators will provide constructive insights to our speakers and our role players so that they can improve. General evaluator, sorry, please, I think I'm old, please, pardon me, give me a second. Let me check. Yes, so over to you, Toastmaster Richard, to undo the evaluation segment. That's both the evaluation from your team and the evaluators.
Okay. Thank you, Toastmaster of the day, for this wonderful anchoring of the meeting. And I would like to call the timer, maybe the timer to give us a feedback on those that gave speech, prepared speeches before we go with the evaluation. Or
Sorry,
should we go with the evaluation?
please, let's try and evaluate the prepared
First.
speeches
Okay,
before we
before
have
we
your
give
team.
the
Yeah.
time. Okay.
Thank you very much.
Okay. I'll call the first evaluator. TM Chisholm Orizo. TM Chisholm Orizo. Can you please give your feedback on the first speech?
Thank you so much. I'll be standing in for TM Chisholm.
Oh, okay. It was TM Obube. Okay. Okay.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Mr. General Evaluator, for the introduction. I'll be evaluating Toastmaster Oluwatesi Olayade. But before I begin, I would like us to encourage Oluwatosin with our virtual emoji. Please, can we celebrate Toastmaster Oluwatosin with our emoji? Show some hearts, so show some appreciation. Well done, Toastmaster Oluwatosin, for your amazing delivery. Well done for the effort you have put in preparing your speech. Some of the things I noted that were so exceptional about your speech was that you began your story with a question. Beyond the question, you also engaged us with engaging story. You took us from when you started, and you also took us to how you were able to develop passion for dancing. You took us to how it turned that you also became a preacher. You also took us to the journey on how you started to write and how you became your church newscaster. You are indeed a very good storyteller. You really held us, and held us by the hand and took us to that destination that you wanted to take us to. I also like to commend you for your voice modulation. You were so audible. We were also able to hear you clearly. So while you were speaking, I felt there are some things that could be improved upon. I feel that you don't need to be so fast while you are delivering your speech. You can just at least go slow and steady, right? So that we can be able to get some of the words which you were saying in your speech. I could not get some of the words which you said, and some of those words were very important to take note of. And also, I want to suggest that when you use languages that may not be known to everybody, perhaps you may just want to interpret it, right? There was a section of your speech where you used the word "I dey always day my day," right? I was expecting an interpretation of that. Perhaps that is a local palace, and this is a global organization, which means a couple of people may join the call and may not know what you mean by that. You could just interpret it so that you can carry everybody along while you are delivering your speech. I also noticed that, I'm not sure, but I noticed that it seemed as though you were reading your speech from your device. Well, I understand it's your first attempt, and I believe that in subsequent speeches, perhaps you would give your speech from the heart without getting to read them from the screen. I want to commend you really for the use of quotes. You've shown expertise, experience, really, for a Toastmaster to speak with quotes. It shows that the person has really mastered a certain level that is able to make them to infuse quotes into their speeches. I'd like to say well done to you. And at the end of your speech, it was a call to action. You said that you intend to use your voice to influence the younger generation. Well done, Toastmaster Oluwatosi. I believe your purpose of the speech has been achieved, and I look forward to you getting to speak more and more and more again. Thank you so much, and back to you, the General Evaluator.
Thank you so much, Ebube, Mr. President, for this wonderful feedback. We are going to call the second evaluator, PM Udut Adebayo, for the second speech.
Thank you very much, Mr. General Evaluator. Congratulations, Toastmaster Amy. I would like us to give a virtual applause to her. You did very well. I congratulate you for breaking your promise that you will never speak in public. I think I've been in your shoes, so I understand that that feeling. I like the way you started immediately you were introduced. You went with the flow of the meeting, which was for us to give a word that described yesterday. That was very good. You started with a question, and in fact, it was a question that we could all relate with. You asked about imperfection. When we keep doing things that we just felt it's not perfect enough, because we could relate with it endeared us with your speech. We just wanted to listen to it, and it caught our attention. I like, and also starting with a question will already make us start thinking what's coming next. I like some words that you use during the course of your speech. You said the walls were my perfect audience. That was a figurative use, and I really love that. I love your smile. When you smile a lot, it gives it makes it brings your audience closer. What I think you would have done better, I think when you started giving your speech, you clapped your hand throughout the speech. I think clasping of hands shows lack of confidence. I will appreciate that you use your hand to speak to us also. Your hand can also pass some messages that even your speech and your voice wouldn't pass. I think when you, I think your vocal variety, when you talk about, you said you cried uncontrollably. I think at that point you could have varied your voice a little bit. That will at least that will pass some emotions to us. And I also think when you mentioned the name of your mentor, you said Mary Ann. Her name is Miriam. I think it's best to ask people what the pronunciation of their name is, so that when you call it out, they can follow with you. I appreciate the fact that even when you were put down by the president of your public speaking club, you still came out and you still continue to speak. Please continue speaking, and over to you, Toastmas, the general evaluator.
Good afternoon. Thank you, TM Kudus, for this feedback, this wonderful feedback that you gave regarding TM Imi. I'm going to call the third evaluator, TM Ugona, if you can give your evaluation on the third speech. Thank you. TM Ugona.
Thank you very much. I'm here. Toastmaster Richard, General Evaluator. Dear Toastmasters and guests, please, let's put in the chat box. Thank you. Let's just put an emoji to appreciate Toastmaster Hawa Boy for that wonderful speech. I'm sure you'll all agree with me that it was an educational speech and we learned a whole lot, especially from a legal perspective. Toastmaster Hawa, thank you very much for that. I especially liked the story you shared. You know, you took us through a case that happened. And for me personally, I enjoy when the Supreme Court said this, the appeal court said that. It was easy to follow because it's something that's enjoyable. Some of us like stories when we watch fictional movies and we see things like that. So when we see it in real life, we like to follow it to the end. And you took us through from the beginning of where it happened at the hotel down to the Supreme Court where it ended. You did not leave us halfway. You did not leave us with a cup half full. So you gave us the full gist. Thank you very much for that. I like that. And what it helps is that it keeps your audience engaged in your speech. The second thing I noticed you did very well was your body movement was good. I thought it was good. Even though it's a virtual space and sometimes we tend to be fixated at our camera, you still had the opportunity to move around. We could see you move around and express yourself, especially with your body and your hand gesticulations. I thought that was also good. I also liked how your story reinforced the message. So sometimes in this speech structure, there is that tendency to just tell a story and get people blown away. At the end, we enjoyed the story, but we really don't get what the speech was all about. So you used your story to reinforce the message, and which is that we should also look out for our people. Who is your brother's keeper? So there is that obligation to look out for others. So I liked that too about your speech. And the next thing I also noticed was you were very, very clear in your message. I thought the speech has a structure from the beginning to the end, and you had a very good conclusion where you quoted Mother Teresa to drive home your message. Are there things I think you could do better? Yeah, when at the beginning you wanted to use a prompt to show us something, I didn't see it. I don't know if any other person saw it. So I thought if you have prompts to give a speech, it's important you practice and try it out before the speech. Maybe get one or two people to confirm if they could see it, so it makes your presentation smoothly. At the end, I thought you also handled it well. And I also noticed too that when you quoted Mother Teresa, you did not really tell us who she was. Just a one-line introduction would have sufficed because you assumed that everyone on call knew who the person Mother Teresa is. So regardless of how popular the personality might be, it's always important to at least give that little introduction to get everyone along. At the end, I thought it was a beautiful speech. I thought the education was good. And I know that you are a fantastic speaker. Thank you once again. And to clarify, I didn't get your evaluation resource on time. This is an evaluation speech. She is going to give a speech or something similar again to reinforce this evaluation she has gotten in a subsequent speech. Thank you once again. Thank you, Toastmasters and guests. It's back to you, the general evaluator.
Okay, thank you, Ugona, for this presentation. I'm good for this evaluation. I'm going to do something. I'm going to call TM Igolo unable to do his evaluation, and then allow TM John to do his own evaluation so that he can continue with the table topic evaluation too. So TM Igolo Anyebo, can you please give your feedback on the speech?
Yes, good afternoon. Thank you, General Evaluator. Thank you very much, TM Ayo, for your presentation. It was definitely fulfilling the purpose of it, which showed your mastery of the software and your ability to use it to express an idea. I like the fact that you used the word of the day. You defined the word social media and still went ahead to show us your agenda, which means that you had a well thought out plan. Your slides were not just going to come up at us without any sequence. I like also that you still re-explained social media and made the comment section to buzz because of the question saying that everybody should list all the social media that they have, that they know, sorry. And you now have winners, of which I'm going to share in the credit eventually. But yes. So thank you for that. I like the fact that you put images in your slides, which gave a bit of pictorial backup to the words that you have put. Always nice to have slides that have pictures that represent what it is that you're trying to say, either as a summary or as just an add-on. What do I think that you could have done better? I feel like there were some white spaces in your presentation slides that kind of left it looking like the text and picture were floating. Also, you used short forms like continued, CONTD. I felt like it's better for you to either you repeat the heading of the previous slide or you write the full heading and then you can now write continued in brackets. That would be permissible. But using continued alone doesn't seem appropriate. Also, you shouldn't have slides that don't have headings at all, because if someone walks into your presentation at that point, they don't know what you're referring to. But above all, I like the fact that you ended with the quote, impact, not impression. And I think that's key for us to remember whenever that we're using social media, that we're not here to impress people that we don't know, but we're trying to make an impact, a lasting impact, or leaving footprints in the sands of time. So thank you once again, TM Ayo, and I look forward to hearing you speak another day. And over to you, General Evaluator.
Thank you, TM Igolo. So, TM John, the floor is yours for the rest of the evaluation. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mr. General Evaluator. Dear Toastmasters and guests, please can we give Toastmaster Michael a virtual round of applause? Toastmaster Michael, without question, you're an eloquent and articulate speaker. You started with a smile after you stood up. When you smile, the audience wants to reciprocate. They warm up to you and want to pay attention. It connects. Well done. You use this word powerfully. Imagine. It's a great way to engage the audience, not using your imagination, but using theirs. I loved that. You clearly told us about your leadership style, which I think everyone in this room, they know if they heard your speech. Innovative leadership. Great job. Some areas I think you could have improved. It's a virtual meeting. Your lighting is really important. Either find a location where you can face the natural sunlight or get additional light so we could see your handsome face. I would have loved that you had better body language. For the most part, your body language was limited to taking your hands back and forth. When you said 2018, you could have done something like this to let us know it was far back. When you told us you were overwhelmed with work, there are so many emotions you could have shown us using your body, and it would have gone a long way. I also would have loved that you express your emotions using your voice, stating it, and as I stated, your body language is important as well. For me, it would have been incredible if you were more magnanimous with your own personal stories. Either expand the one you told us about or give us a few more anecdotes rather than telling us about different stories that are not yours. And finally, Toastmaster Michael, when your speech was interrupted, did a call come in? You can unmute and let me know. Did a call come in?
Yes.
Okay,
Okay,
fantastic.
yes.
You can mute your device again. Because that call came in, a number of us that were watching you, we may have been distracted wondering what happened. When you came back, you could have said, my apologies, a call came in. This is what you have to deal with when you're an innovative leader. Come on. People start laughing. You've incorporated it into your speech, and we continue to follow you as you move along. That being said, I love the use of personal story, telling us that you incorporated Train the Trainers as a model in 2018. You used the word of the day to have the presence of mind to do that. It's incredible. Not many people can do that when they're given a prepared speech. Well done. And finally, your conclusion was engaging. The future loves those who get to think differently. 3 parts people tend to remember about your speech: introduction, emotional highs and lows, as well as conclusion, and will remember your conclusion. I can't wait to hear your next speech. Now I'm going to segue to the table topics portion of the meeting. Table topics master, fantastic. How do we pay you to learn how to smile naturally like you? You were very warm and engaging. Explain the segment immaculately, and you had a great presence. We had 2 speakers. The first speaker, Toastmaster Ruben. Your topic: in Nigerian workplaces, does love and care really make a difference? Toastmaster Ruben, everyone, you saw it, a dapper gentleman. We're already paying attention to you from the way you look. Your lighting was great, a beautiful background. You repeated the question, which I thought was brilliant. It gives you time to think and prepare that story that you regaled us with. You also started, or rather, I would have loved that you started with a smile. That would have just added another level to your dapper appearance. I would have also loved a bit more vocal variety. Slow down more. Go down when you told us about how you lost a loved one, and then go up when you told us about the impact your boss had just from his love and care. That being said, I do love the personal story that you shared. Toastmaster Ruben, you can type in the chat box. I don't know if that was real or if that was made up, but if it was made up, you did it very, very quickly. I love that you answered the question because your boss showed love and you went a long way, and you had a great conclusion emphasizing care is of the utmost importance. You stressed that for us, and you can be honest, maybe send me a private message. Did the Table Topics Master give you that topic in advance? Because you seem too well prepared. Please, can you give Toastmaster Ruben a virtual round of applause? Over to our guest, Grant Oti. Your topic: if love is a leadership skill, how would you teach it? Our guest, Grant, you were magnanimous enough to volunteer. My goodness, that gives us the perception that you have such confidence, and we want to listen to you. Great job. Your lighting is immaculate. We could see you clearly, and that is what you need for a virtual presentation. You started with pleasantries. Thank you. I was invited by, I thought that was brilliant because I believe we're using that to think a bit about your question and how you'd answer it, and you are allowed to do that. Great job, Grant. 2 recommendations that I think may have helped improve the quality of your speech. I would have loved if you could think of a story that you shared, a personal story. Stories connect, we remember it more. And the next time you meet, who knows how long it will be, people can still recall the story that you shared. When you are speaking to people, eye contact is pertinent. For the virtual space, to make people feel you're looking at them, look into the camera. What you did, you were either looking above the camera or, I'm guessing, looking at the videos, which we tend to do. We like looking at other people. But please, when you're speaking, train yourself to look into the camera lens like I'm doing right now, it gives the illusion of eye contact. That being said, you spoke on the topic. You said you teach love by showing. Succinct summary, something that we took back with us. You told us a slew of things about love, which is quite apt because the theme has to do with love. And this is a masterclass in speaking. You referred to love in the workplace, which Toastmaster Ruben spoke about. The power of doing that is because we connected with what Toastmaster Ruben said, by doing it and referring to love in the workplace, we automatically connect with you again. Grant, I don't know if you're a speaker, but based on what I see, I feel like you have a lot of experience speaking, and I cannot wait to see the heights you get to. Over to you, the general evaluator.
Masters and guests, let's give a round of applause to all the evaluators because they did a wonderful job. Okay, I'm going to move to the other part of my role also, giving feedback on the different with the different role players. The grammarian, Ebube, can you please give feedback also on your home?
Thank you so much, the general evaluator. I'd like to celebrate everyone on the call today because today was an exceptional day. The word usage was just so massive. You know, on the chat section, people were infusing it in their speeches. Well done, and well done. We were able to record good use of English, good use of grammar. A lot of people were creative to even coin words that were unique for the purpose of their speech, and they were able to drive home their message. I was able to record words like innovation distinguishes a leader from a follower. That was from Toastmaster Michael. We were also able to record some unique words as I will always run to the backyard of my house. That was Toastmaster Ime when she was trying to drive home her message. A lot of people were creative with the use of their words. And for the word of the day usage today, of course, we know who the winner is, and that winner goes to Toastmaster Miriam, okay, our TMOD today. She was using it back to back. She was, in fact, well done. I doff my cap for you. And congratulations, Toastmaster Miriam, for emerging the most used word of the day for today's meeting. Thank you so much, and back to you, the General Evaluator.
Okay, thank you, TM Ebube. I'll call TM Kudus for the how counter role. TM Kudus, can you please give feedback?
Thank you very much, the general evaluator. Thank you. To give my feedback, I already told you I will be back. When the general evaluator wanted to introduce me to come back, he said I will call the TM Kudus the accountant. So that's one for you. Toastmaster Ime said twice. Toastmaster Michael when he had that the glitch is he used it twice. Toastmaster Ogona when he was doing his table topics, he said now once. There's Grant Oti said so once, said and twice, and said 8 times. I guess that's an 11. So he's our champion for today. Let's endeavor to, instead of using the pause fillers, let's endeavor to try to infuse pauses. That is my report for as the accountant. I will just go quickly to the report for the timer. For our speakers, everyone speak within time except Toastmaster Oluwatosin, who spoke for 6 minutes 46 seconds instead of 4 to 6 minutes. The Division Excellence Committee spoke for 10 minutes, 41 seconds instead of 5 minutes. You people scammed us. Well, thank you for giving us that great presentation. For the table topics, the both of them spoke within time. Toastmaster Ruben spoke for 1 minute 47 seconds, and Toastmaster Grant, intending Toastmaster Guards spoke for 2 minutes 23 seconds. That's still within the allowable time. For evaluation, Toastmaster Kudos and Toastmaster Ugona speak beyond time. But every other person spoke within the time. Thank you very much. And over to you, the general evaluator.
Okay. Round of applause for all my team players, TM Ebube and TM Kudus. Well done again for this feedback. And I'm going to give my own feedback so that we can move towards the end of this meeting. Okay, in the beginning of this meeting, I noticed that our guests were welcomed by TM Kudus, and this is commendable. This is something that we should encourage team members also to do when the meeting is open, whether physical or virtual. We should be able to welcome our guests. The meeting started also on time, 1 minute after 1 p.m. So it is commendable. The role were also well presented and introduced. So it is also something that is encouraging. The segue between speakers shows that the Toastmaster of the day also was listening very well, and this is commendable. The table topic master also showed quality of listening, and this is commendable too. And we noticed that also that the word of the day was very well used by most of the speakers, and this is commendable. What can we improve on? We noticed that some of our speakers were not, the video was not, the light also was not bright, the video was not showing very well, and we were not able to see their face very well. So if they can improve on that, it will be better. Because we can commend TM Miriam, can see that we were able to see her face very well. The light was also okay. TM Ayodeji, I hope it is the, yes, TM Ayodeji Jeyola his video was showing very well. We're seeing his face very well. And these are the kind of people that we can say they were very well prepared before the meeting started. And I also noticed that some people were taking many roles in this meeting. It shows that our members are not coming to the meeting, or they are refusing to take roles, and this is not good. One thing that leader, when you're talking about leadership, when you're talking about leadership, leading is also learning how to delegate. So if we don't have role players, we can't show this ability also. We can't coordinate activities very well, because one person cannot be taking all the roles because people are not showing up. And this is not good. I think we should call our members to join meetings and also take roles so that they can learn. I think this is all. So in overall, the meeting started early, and I believe it's going to end on time. So I'm going to hand over the mic to the to the TM of the day, Toastmaster Miriam. You can continue the meeting. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster Richard, for that detailed evaluation. As we begin to wrap up today's meeting, I would like everybody in the meeting to please drop one word in the chat box about their experience in today's meeting. Thank you as you do that. And I would like for us to take a moment to reflect on what we've experienced. We've had 5 inspiring prepared speeches. We've had 2 speakers who challenged themselves during impromptu speaking. We've had a representative from the division to talk about the end of the year party. We've also received invaluable feedback from We've also received invaluable feedback that will contribute to our journey of becoming better communicators and leaders. I would like to remind us that Toastmaster is not just about speaking, it's about growth and connection, and the courage to step out of our comfort zone is key. Every role players and speakers and guests today has played a part in making today's session a success, and for that, I extend my heartfelt appreciation. Let us give ourselves a big round of applause virtually and in our homes for participating in today's meeting. I would like to specially thank all the evaluators for their insightful feedback, our table topic speakers, our table topics evaluator, and all the functionary role players for ensuring a smooth meeting. I would also like to acknowledge our lovely guests. Thank you for joining us today. And I hope you found value in today's session and you will consider becoming a part of the Toastmasters family. As we continue this journey towards learning and self-improvement, let's carry forward the lessons from today's meeting, whether it's the courage to speak, the power of storytelling, or the importance of constructive feedback. Before I hand over the lectern to the president, I'm going to say this is my first time playing the role of Toastmaster of the day. And thank you very much for everybody for making my job easy today. I am glad I played this magnanimous role. With that, it is time for me to hand over the control of this meeting back to our club president, President Ebube Modi, to announce the results, share other announcements, and close the meeting for today. So over to you, President Ebube Modi.
Thank you so much. The delectable, distinguished, magnanimous, exceptional Toastmaster of the day for today's meeting. Please, can we celebrate Toastmaster Miriam? Okay, please, yes, use your emoticons and drop comments. Celebrate her, celebrate her. Thank you so much. Well done for the amazing delivery and for the amazing presentation. If not that you had said that today is your first time, nobody would have known, honestly. We were taking notes and jotting things down on what we have learned from your session today. Well done, Toastmaster Miriam. Okay. Today we had an exceptional meeting. We were able to see a lot of people who had practiced, prepared, and gave their presentation. In Toastmasters, we try to celebrate people who have improved in their Toastmasters journey. And in this section, we are going to mention the names of people who have improved, most improved speakers, most improved evaluators, and most improved, table topics and participants. And we had a couple of people who were able to participate. For some reasons, I didn't see the poll come up for the evaluation segment. However, we were able to make 2 votes for the prepared speech segment and for the table topic segment. And for that prepared speech segment, we had exceptional people who were able to participate, and everybody is a winner in Toastmasters. But today, we would like to celebrate most improved speaker. And for the prepared speech segment, we would like to celebrate Toastmaster Ayodeji Jayola for being the most improved speaker in our meeting today. Please, can we celebrate Toastmaster Ayodeji for emerging the winner in the prepared speech segment. Also, on the table topic segment, we had our delectable Toastmaster Ruben Uzo, who also emerged the winner. Please, can we also celebrate Toastmaster Ruben for emerging the winner? So in Toastmasters, we go through this cycle trying to see how to encourage everyone who had put in the work and who had come up here to participate. We also like to celebrate people who are playing their roles for the first time. We like to celebrate Toastmaster Miriam Okay. We also like to celebrate our very own icebreaker speakers, Toastmaster Oluwatosin, Toastmaster Ime Basi. Now, this is their very first icebreaker speech, and you can see how well they were able to put in the work and present. We'd like to celebrate them. Please use your emoticons to celebrate them. And I'd like to mention that there are a couple of events that are lined up for us in this remaining Toastmasters year. Now, there is a district conference that is coming up in Niger Republic, right? Yeah, and it's happening on the 15th of May, 2025. So there are hierarchies in Toastmaster. There is a club level event. This current meeting we're having is happening on the club level. You progress to the area, you progress to the division, you progress to the district, and so on. So this is a district conference, and it's going to bring together everybody within that club, within that area, within that division. Everybody is going to meet in Niger Republic, right? It's a great way to network. It's a great way to also see how to inspire yourself to become better. And if you need more information on that, you can reach out to, the Vice President Education, Toastmaster Kudos, and he will give you more information on that. I also like to mention that we have an open house, a division open house meeting. Open house is mainly dedicated to guests who are curious. You want to come to see really, and then get to have a deep question that you'd like to ask. It's happening on 22nd of February, 2025, and it's happening in Victoria Island. Although it is paid, but you can reach out to the Vice President Education. I'm going to tag him now on the comment section. Please just reach out to him, send him a message, ask him questions on this open house that is happening on 22nd of February. It's dedicated mainly for guests. You can also ask him questions on the district conference. And just like we have the division executives that came to speak on the Division Excellence Award, that is also an event that is happening. But because the division is so generous, they had to slash the fee to 25%. You can also reach out to Toastmaster Kudos, or you can also reach out to me to get more information on that. And we have our next meeting happening on the 1st of March. That is going to be a hybrid meeting. We have both who will be physically present in a co-hotel, will also be virtually present. For many of you that are going to join us physically, please feel free, block your calendars, set your reminders, because we would like to see you physically and also have the handshake with you. Now, renewals has begun. Yes, I know a lot of us are excited, right? When it comes to renewing, a lot of us are so excited to want to renew that Toastmasters dues, because we have learned a lot. We've been able to expand our network. We've been able to grow. You can imagine how we were when we initially joined Toastmasters. There is a growth process that we have experienced. And this is the time for us to renew. So please plan towards it. It's happening from March ending to April. We have enough time to begin to plan. Thank you so much, as we hope that you plan towards your renewal. Also, we have the area contest. Area contest is coming up in March. Last 2 weeks, we witnessed the Seaside Club contest. Those people who won the first and the second are going to progress to the area. Now, the area is a collective of different clubs, right? So some persons have won in our own club. They will be representing us at the area. Some other persons have won in other clubs. They will also meet at the area to also get to contest. And winners in the area level is going to advance to the division, and it just keeps going on. I want to say a very big thank you to the division executives who came, I think, who came and joined us. I also like to say I would like to thank the area executives. I can see some area executives here present. I can see some club executives here present. I'd like to say very big thank you. I'd like to say thank you to all our members who took out time. We really understand how the hustle and bustle is, but then we were also able to make our time to come. Thank you so much, our guests. Please, there's a special package that I reserved for you guests immediately after this session. We'd like to encourage you, please just give us 5 or 10 minutes of your time, and our very own Vice President Education is going to give you a pep talk. He's going to answer any of the questions which you have and give you more clarity into what we do here in Toastmasters International. Thank you so much, everyone, for giving us the honor of your time. We do not take it for granted, and that is why we are going to close the meeting right away. So by the power vested on me as the president of Seaside Toastmasters Club, I would therefore close today's meeting, and we are joining to the 1st of March 2025. Thank you so much, everyone. And please, our guests, please, you can stay behind so that we can have a little bit of interaction with you and also learn from you how the entire meeting today went. Thank you so much, and well done, everyone.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. All right, Vice President membership, please, I'm handing over to you.
Yeah, thank you, President. Please, I sent you a message on WhatsApp. Please check.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay, yeah, sure. All right. Okay, thank you so much, VPM. We have our VPM to our delectable, exceptional, solid, and ever ready. Honestly, we would like to hand over to you. Our Vice President membership one is going for a very urgent event. And really, you know, Toastmasters, one of our core values is respect. Really, we have to respect people's timing. So please, Vice President Education 2, please, can you pilot this session and try to see how to engage our guests? Thank you.
Okay. Thank you, President. So let's see who are our guests so that we can know more about them. Tim Grant. I think Tim Grant again. Guest Grant, can you please introduce yourself?
Yes.
How did you get to know about the meeting? And who invited you?
Just give me a second. 1 second, please. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
My name is Grant Oti. I'm a finance professional. Currently work with First Bank of Nigeria Limited. I work in the finance department directly with the chief financial officer as his technical assistant. I was invited by Toastmaster Additional. I don't know if you know him, but I think he's in Lighthouse. But because when I spoke with him, Seaside was the first name I mentioned. I believe that's why he sent me the invitation to attend. Because I had gone online, I saw Seaside as a Toastmasters club that was available. Eagles, I don't know if it's the same thing, but I saw Eagles and then I saw Seaside, the one that meets at the hotel. So I spoke with him because I knew he was my colleague at Lagos Business School. And I knew he was a Toastmaster. So that's how I got to be invited. My assessment evaluation of the session, well, like I put in the chat, I would say it was a great experience. Part of the reason why I want to join Toastmasters is really to hone my skills. Not because, I'll just say what I told him, and I don't know if that would make sense, which is when I have a speech to make or a presentation to make, especially physical presentation where I have to stand in front of people, the very few minutes or seconds, depending on the nature of the presentation and how maybe confident or prepared I feel, I kind of feel anxious. And I know that anxiety might filter through my voice trembling and things like that. After a while, I kind of feel very more relaxed, but I just felt that there is something I can do to overcome that initial anxiety, and perhaps being a Toastmaster or joining a Toastmaster would help me by through practice. So that's essentially really why I wanted to join. Obviously, there is maybe an additional benefit, which is meeting some of the great people around. So thank you for having me, and hope that there will be more opportunities to participate.
Okay. Okay, thank you, TM Grant. I would like to say you are in the best place. You have found what you need, what you need to do to be able to overcome this stress that you're having when you want to do a presentation. So fill the form that we shared on the, on the chat. You can fill the form and I will contact you and improve on your public speaking. I can see Michael. Michael, are you a guest? Michael. Michael, are you a guest? Okay. Amarachi Ann, are you a guest? You can introduce yourself.
Yes, I'm a guest.
Okay, go ahead and introduce yourself and tell us also how you got to know about our meeting.
I think I'm Amarachi, and my full name Amarachi Anobianwa. I'm a pastry chef, currently a student, pastry chef student also, but I've been a baker for years. I got to know about Toastmasters.
You don't want us to see your face?
I'm at home, so
okay.
I'm not in my best. Yeah. I got to know about Toastmasters. I think I've known about Toastmasters a long time ago. I think maybe from my sister also. I think from my other sister. So I've known about Toastmasters for a long time, and I've been trying to figure out how to join. So I think I can't remember how I even got your contacts, the contact of Toastmasters, but I think finally I'm here.
Okay, noted. But have you filled the form that we shared on the chat? You can check the chat box and then fill that form so that we can contact you.
Okay.
Olorewaju Lawal.